Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to look at 10 players that are going to leave Arsenal as Mikel Arteta is set for a summer clear-out at the Emirates Stadium. So the first person on the list is David Luiz, and Brazilian defender David Luiz has been confirmed as the first major summer departure after the club opted not to extend his contract. The former Chelsea star is attracting offers from his native country, but his exit could trigger a max exodus as Mikel Arteta swings the axe. And in terms of David Luiz, he's had 2 years at this football club, and in his first year he's had a decent year when it comes to winning the FA Cup, and he's been mixed overall when it has had some bad moments and he has had some good moments, but his age is a big factor to why he's leaving the football club. Even though his experience will be missed, he's the first person that has left Arsenal. So the next person on the list is Bernd Leno, and in the former Bernd Leno, he is someone that could be leaving given the fact that it looks like Mikel Arteta is also looking for a potential transfer in the form of Andre Onana, and it looks like a very cheap deal, which is only roughly £10 million maximum, and that is something that Arsenal can afford easily. And with Onana being a decent goalkeeper and what he has done and what he has achieved with Ajax, he knows how to win titles, he knows how to get to the latter stages of the Champions League, and he is seen as the replacement to Bernd Leno, and a permanent deal for Matt Ryan pretty much secures Bernd Leno's exit of this football club. So the next person on the list is Hector Bellerin, and he is rumoured to be on the verge of a return to Spain, with Real Betis tracking the Catalan-born defender. The club's vice-captain is under contract until 2023, but he has indicated his intention not to sign an extension beyond that. And Mikel Arteta previously admitted, and it was reported, that he allowed Hector Bellerin last summer to stay with us one more year, and then you can leave the next season. And that's what has happened, and that means that Hector Bellerin will be leaving at the end of this summer transfer window, and we'll be looking at a new right back as the long-term replacement to Hector Bellerin. So the next person on the list is Granit Xhaka, and he is on Jose Mourinho's radar at AS Roma, and it looks like Granit Xhaka is someone that Jose Mourinho admires to a large extent, and it looks like AS Roma are making him the top priority for Jose Mourinho, and with Mourinho looking at several Premier League players at the moment given he had his time at Spurs, Granit Xhaka is seen as the top target, and he's had a mixed season with the Gunners. We all know his bad moments, but he's had some decent moments as well, and he has been decent in this season. But overall, as a team, as a unit, we have been poor by finishing 8th this season, and it looks Granit Xhaka will be leaving Arsenal. So the next person on the list is Alexandre Lacazette, and he is attracting interest from France and Spain. Alexandre Lacazette netted 13 goals in Premier League action last season, but Mikel Arteta remains unconvinced by him. The former Lyon man is into the final year of his contract, and Mikel Arteta could accept a cut price £25 million for the 30-year-old. And it looks like Mikel Arteta is looking for new striking reinforcements, and it looks like he made the decision, and he told reporters and he informed all of us that we will see at the end of the season what my decision is on Alexandre Lacazette, and it looks like he will be leaving Arsenal Football Club. So the next person on the list is Joe Willock, and he has had a sensational time in Newcastle, but his future in North London remains in doubt, even though he's had an impressive stint at Newcastle in 2021, even though Joe Willock netted an eye-catching 8 goals in 14 Premier League appearances on Tyneside, and Steve Bruce, who is very interested in securing a permanent transfer for Joe Willock. I think this is a transfer that could suit all parties, given the fact that it doesn't look like Arsenal are interested in bringing back Joe Willock, but we have to wait and see. But it looks very likely that he will be leaving the football club, as Newcastle United have made him a top target. So the next person on the list is Ainsley MaitlandNiles, and he is someone that is on the market after a disappointing campaign at relegated West Brom, and it turned out to see who could make a name for themselves in the loan move, and Ainsley MaitlandNiles didn't really make a name for himself, even as he was part of a team that got relegated. He wanted to be in that midfield position, and Mikel Arteta was keen to make him a fullback, but it looks like Maitland-Niles hasn't proven himself as a top level midfielder that can play in this football club and slot right next to Thomas Partey, and it looks like Maitland-Niles is someone that has interest from a variety of clubs who want him as a fullback, who wants him as a midfielder, but it looks certain he will be leaving the football club. So the next person on the list is Matteo Guendouzi, and Mikel Arteta's rift with Matteo Guendouzi has not healed, and he looks bound for Marseille on his return from Hector Bellerin, and it looks like Matteo Guendouzi has agreed terms with Marseille. It looks like Mikel Arteta's Arsenal looking for a cheaper price on Matteo Guendouzi. They're not looking for the 20 to 30 million pounds we were discussing in January. It looks somewhere between 10 to 15 million pounds or 15 million euros. So you have to wait and see what happens when it comes to the transfer fee, but it looks more than certain that Matteo Guendouzi, someone that is a huge top prospect, that will be leaving the Gunners. So the next person on the list is Lucas Torreira, and he's angling for a return to South America after a year at Atletico. He's had a decent time at Atletico given the fact that he didn't win La Liga, but other than that, when it comes to his performances, he didn't have much performances and he couldn't get into the Atletico Madrid midfield. He was pretty much a squad player, not even close to a squad player at moments. He was more of a reserve sort of player. Even though Lucas Torreira had a good time under Unai Emery when he had that partnership with Granit Xhaka, it looks really likely that Lucas Torreira will be leaving the Gunners, because even Mikel Arteta still hasn't found a position for him at this football club. So the final person on the list is Reiss Nelson, and it looks like Reiss Nelson's time at the Emirates could also be up after making just 2 Premier League appearances in the last 12 months, with Mikel Arteta happy to accept £10 million for the 21-year-old. And it looks like Reiss Nelson is a player that took the bold decision to play and fight for his position in Arsenal itself and not go for a loan move like the other players like Joe Willock and other players like Maitland-Niles, and it looks likely that he will be leaving the Gunners. So these are 10 players that looks likely that Mikel Arteta is going to be getting rid of at Arsenal. But other than that, guys, remain blessed. Stay tuned for the next video, and peace.